So with that, I invite Adil Mistry and Moshe Lambrana, co-chairs of the World Zarathushti Congress Awards Committee, as also Fezana's Awards Committee, to come up and take the proceeding forward. Adil Mistry and Moshe Lambrana. While they are coming up, I would also like to remind you all that this is a good opportunity to promote and help the press. We have two press journals over here, Parsiana, which is in the room, as also the Fezana Journal. They document everything that happens within our community for years to come. So please support them when you get the opportunity. Parinaz and Jasmine from Parsiana are here, as is Dolly Dastur from Fezana Journal. Talk to them, help them out. They are documenting our current times. Thank you.
Good afternoon. As a proud member of Zagni and Fezana, I am Noshi Langrana, co-chair of the award committee. Welcome to our WZCC 2022 Community Award Ceremony. This is the best job one can find in this Congress, and this is the highlight of our Congress. This is a very proud moment for our community. We are especially honored to bring this prestigious and important award ceremony that seeks to honor the best of the best for our community. The committee members consist of members, myself and Adil Mistry from Zagni and Fezana, Mir Besania from Dubai, and Yazdi Tantra from India. Mayor and Yazdi could not be here today, but they have sent their congratulations to all award recipients. This year, we have 7 award categories, including a newly created Diversity Award, which seeks to recognize leaders driving towards the improving racial and gender inclusion, equality, and diversity. To start with, we would like to recognize Erzan Wadia and Erzan Lali, who developed the WZCC Award website. Their creativity resulted into first ever entirely online, seamless, transparent, and user-friendly award nomination process. Thank you. We have 67 nominations for 7 categories across the world, all outstanding candidates. We would also like to thank our panel of distinguished judges whose task to select the award winners was not made easier by the achievements of each and every nominee. Above all else, the opportunity from a larger worldwide community to recognize one of our own. Considering the rich pool of high-achieving candidates, the awards committee decided to offer multiple awards in some categories to recognize contributions of excellent nominees. So congratulations to all winners, and let's start the process. Okay. So I will appreciate if you quiet down. I cannot speak any louder than this. So starting with the first and important award called Iconic Zarathushti Award, to recognize Zarathushti who has reached the zenith of achievement in the chosen field. The individual is what community would instantly recognize as epitome of Zarathushti and happy to project that individual as a role model. The nominee would combine all traits of leadership, honesty, integrity, industriousness, hard work, charity, and community work. Committee has selected 2 individuals. And the information about their achievements are included in the brochure. So to start with, first awardee is Fali and late Babsi Nariman. To present this award, I would like my good friend Ramros Patel to come to the stage to give this award. To receive this award, Fali Nariman's granddaughter, Khurshid Rohinton Nariman, is present. Please come to the podium. Okay, so let me read some of his accomplishments. Mr. Fali Nariman is a name which needs no introduction and is one of the most respectable names in the Indian legal system. Through years of dedicated practice at bar, he helped develop and shape Indian law. His contribution in the legal field is unparalleled, and he continues to serve as a source of inspiration for numerous young aspiring lawyers in the country. Padma Bhushan and Padma Vishan Award winner Fali Nariman is a senior advocate of Supreme Court of India and former additional Solicitor General of India. A legal genius with great erudition and moral fabric, he committed to the cause of the social justice. His name is mentioned with tangible esteem field of jurisdiction, and his skill is equivalent that in his term as the Rajya Sabha. Fali Nariman is a religious abiding source of deep inspiration. This is what he says: our belief in our faith is one of the threads that binds our community together. We should not lose our character or characteristics or respect for millions of Indians, and above all, not lose faith or lose touch with our Mazda, the Lord of life and wisdom. He has achieved a lot of awards and accolades, but due to the time constraints, let's just give him the award. Pramros.
Hi, good afternoon. My grandfather Fali Nariman has sent me the following message from far away in New Delhi. I will read it out to you. Please convey my warmest regards to all those present at the 12th World Zoroastrian Conference 2022. In the 20th century, which is the century in which I came alive and flourished, the greatest comedian was Bob Hope. Some of you may not have heard of him. Well, he said that when a man reaches the age of 90, that's the time when the candles cost more than the birthday cake. Since I am well past that number, let me say that to be recognized at my age as an iconic Zoroastrian is a great honor. And on behalf of Babsi, my wife and my life's companion for more than 65 years, I accept the accolade with gratitude and humility. Thank you.
Okay, let's move on. Second iconic award goes to Dr. Cyrus Pooniwala, a visionary, India's vaccine king. He is the chairman of Poonawalla Group, which includes privately owned Serum Institute of India, India's top biotech company and the world's largest vaccine manufacturer by number of doses produced and sold globally. It is Dr. Poonawala's wish that his award is present to Lord Karen Bilimoria, who is arriving tomorrow at the Congress. So we will present this award at the end of Billy Moria's presentation. We have unfinished business to complete today, and that's the iconic Zarathushti Award to Cyrus Poonawalla. And following the process, I would like to invite Dinya Divetri to come to the stage to give the award to Lord Karen Billy Moria. But let me first read what I have written for Cyrus Poonawalla. A visionary India's vaccine king, he is the chairman of Poonawalla Group, which includes privately owned Serum Institute of India, India's top biotech company, and the world's largest vaccine manufacturer by number of doses produced and sold globally. In 1966, Poonawalla embarked on his journey with a humble beginning to establish Serum Institute of India, with vision to make affordable vaccine which were unavailable in India at that time. Today, Serum Institute, of world's largest producer of vaccine by number of doses, producing more than 1.5 billion doses a year of life-saving vaccines being used over 170 countries to combat infection from tetanus, measles, mumps, rubella, and the whooping cough. In 1994, Serum Institute was accredited by the World Health Organization, which allowed Serum Institute to export high-quality vaccine to UN agencies. He has been recognized many, many times. Let me just, because of the time, just mention few of the prestigious awards. He is the recipient of the highest honor, Dean's Medal from the prestigious Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, Johns Hopkins University for his exceptional leader in safeguarding and improving the world public health on May 21st, 2022 in Baltimore. Another one, honorary degree of Doctor of Science by University of Oxford, UK in 2019, and I'll mention one more, honorary degree of Doctor of Human Letters from the University of Massachusetts, Boston, 2018. With that, I am asking Dinya Divetri to honor Cyrus Poonawalla with this award. Yes. Please.
Cyrus Poonawalla has asked me to say a few words on his behalf. He is absolutely delighted to receive this award and is very sorry he's not here in person to receive it himself. And I was introduced to Cyrus by Rusi Dalal some years ago, well over a decade ago, and he said, Karan, you've got to meet Cyrus, you two must know each other. And I now count him as a very dear and trusted friend. You've heard the official citation, but just to emphasize, this is not an overnight story. This is a story that is over half a century, an entrepreneurial story, a story of sticking with it, striving, innovation, and even before the pandemic, the Serum Institute of India was the largest vaccine manufacturer in the world, with 2 out of 3 children in this world inoculated by their vaccines. And do you know, he told me many, many times, the Western countries are not interested in my vaccines, and I do this through the developing world, but I'm doing it in an affordable way and I'm saving lives. He is being nominated for the Nobel Prize because he's saved over 30 million lives. And during this pandemic, I don't know how many of you know this, but I sit exactly between Cyrus and Adar in age, so they're both my friends. Okay. Adar was just accepting an award a few days ago, and I was with him, and he made the point, and Cyrus made the point with the Indian High Commissioner recently at an event we had. Most people don't realize they took the risk in 2020 to manufacture 200 doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine even before it had been approved by anyone in the world. Can you imagine if that approval had never come through? And by the way, many vaccines approvals have still not come through. They took that risk, and they would have had to destroy those 200 million vaccines. And because they took that risk, when it was approved, India was able to start exporting vaccines straight away to many countries, saving lives. And I get people coming to me, ambassadors, prime ministers, saying, thank you in India for getting us those vaccines so quickly. And it's only because of Cyrus and Adar taking that risk to do that right up front. So now Cyrus, Poonawalla, and Adar, Serum Institute of India, are well established. They've exported, I helped them export 5 million doses to the UK. The medical research MHRA of the UK flew across to their factory and approved it within weeks, within days. If you see their factory, it's one of the most impressive factories in the world, and I love factories. It's a bit like making beer, by the way. There's a process. There are bottles that go down a production line. But it's a most impressive factory. They deserve every success that they're having at the moment, and he is by now, by far, the most successful pharmaceutical entrepreneur in the whole world, without exaggeration. So, congratulations, Cyrus Poonawalla, and in my speech I mentioned Cyrus the Great. Well, we have our very own Cyrus the Great, who is conquering the world today. Thank you.
So let's move further. So now, Adil will present the next two awards.
Thank you, everybody. Apparently the curry chawal, the samosa, the lagannu custard is outstanding because people can't stop eating it and making a lot of noise. So one another round of applause to everybody at the Hilton for the outstanding lunch. All right. Can people in the back still hear? All right. Looks like we've kind of got that done. All right. We'll try and talk up a little bit more. All right. So it gives me great pleasure to announce our second category, which is the Community Service Award. We're very proud to announce two winners for the Community Service Award. Our first recipient is Shanaz Kama. Did I do something wrong? There we go. Shanaz Kama teaches at the Lady Shri Ram College, New Delhi. Invited by UNESCO to create a project for Parsi, Zoroastrian culture and heritage in 1999, she has been the director of the Parzor project, which grew into the Parzor Foundation. While researching for her doctoral thesis on Blake and Zoroastrianism, she worked under the guidance of Professor Mary Boyce. This led to a lifelong determination to make known the importance of the Zoroastrian legacy. In this context, she has published books, made movies, and collaborated with Google Culture Institute. She is co-chair, Zoroastrian Return to Roots, and national director in the Geo-Parsi program, Ministry of Minority Affairs, Government of India. She initiated the Merji Rana Library program at Navsari, worked for UNESCO declaring the 3000th anniversary of Zoroastrian culture in 2003-2004. Dr. Kama is the Zoroastrian member of the International Temple of Understanding, India chapter, and lives by the core tenets of Zoroastrianism. I request Mr. Rusi Dalal to please come to the stage to present the Community Service Award to Shanaz Kama. And I also, Shanaz Kama is not able to join us, but her sisters, Nilofer and Rukshana, are here to accept the award on her behalf.
On behalf of Shernaz, Niloufar and I would like to thank the Awards Committee and the World Zoroastrian Congress for this tremendous honor which has been given to our sister. Thank you very much.
All right. We are now getting ready for our second award winner in community service. And it gives me a special pride and a great privilege to make this announcement on behalf of our second recipient, Adel Davar. So, Adel graduated from IIT Bombay and University of Wisconsin with an MS in powder metallurgy in 1967. He joined Alcan Metal Powders, obtained an MBA, and became president by 1987. He led a leveraged MBO to form AccuPowder International in 1995 and retired in 2012. His professional recognitions include IIT Bombay Distinguished Alumnus Award, Metal Powder Industry Federation's Distinguished Service to Powder Metallurgy Award, and Powder Metallurgy Association of India's Fellow Lifetime Achievement Award. In addition to these awards, we are extraordinarily proud and grateful for Adel's services as part of ZAGNI, on which board he has served during its formative years. He was World Zarathushti Chamber of Commerce's founder director from 2000 to 2006 and received the WZCC Zarathushti Entrepreneur of the Year Award in 2014. He was intimately involved in the building of the New York Dare Mer, and some of you had the privilege of visiting that on Thursday night and saw the first-hand returns of the investments that Adel has made in that. So, truly an entrepreneurial accomplishment. Adel served as the global president of the WZC 2015 to 2021 and is passionate about promoting entrepreneurship to our youth. During his tenure, WZCC did community socioeconomic projects, initiated youngpreneurship, I think is a word that Adel you've coined, Zoroastrian Faculty Network, and Zarathushti Entrepreneurship Development Foundation to fund budding entrepreneurs. Adel and Niloufar Davar will celebrate the 55th wedding anniversary. Congratulations. And are proud of Zanita, Farzana, Cyrus, and grandchildren Delara, Ryan, and Arzan. I would now like to invite Dali Dastur to please come to the stage to present the Community Service Award to Adel Davar.
It is indeed an honor to be nominated and then selected to receive the World Zoroastrian Congress 2022 Community Service Award. Thank you, Natalie and Rusi Gandhi, and Ashish and Dinya Divitri for advancing my nomination, and the Awards Committee for recognizing my work and outcomes. One can never achieve anything alone, and there are many people who directly or indirectly impacted my life's journey. Firstly, my parents, Mayor and Minu Dawa, who provided the two most valuable gifts a parent can provide, roots and wings. Next was the Doon School, which had a big impact in molding my character, including my competitiveness, competitive spirit, discipline, and very importantly, my confidence and can-do positive attitude. I frequently like to say the battle of Adel's confidence was won on the playing fields of Dehradun. Then the biggest happening was starting my life in the USA with Nilofer. She has been and is the wind beneath my wings. She made me a more sensitive and empathetic person and supported all my endeavors. After selling my company in 2010, I was completely immersed in nonprofit activity. A special thanks again to Nilofer, daughters Zanida and Farzana, son-in-law Cyrus, grandkids Dilara, Rayan, and Arzan for supporting my commitments towards ZAGNI and WZCC projects, which undoubtedly took time away from them. I cannot possibly name the dozens of other people who helped me attain significant outcomes, but I would like to thank the ZAGNI and WZCC, what we call the Rapid Response Team. And they know who they are. And in particular, Nina Mistry, who helped me in anything and everything I did, and always with a smile. Community service is a form of giving, and the more you give, the more you get. So here we are. I will always cherish this recognition. Thank you very, very much.
Okay, we are moving to the next award called Science, Technology, Engineering, and Medicine Award. This is to recognize Zarathushti, who dedicated to advanced science, technology, engineering, medicine, and industrial discovery or application. The individual's effort forged new roles for people to create opportunities for future generation and the advancement of profession, trade, and a business. I would like to invite Ali Maki at the podium to present the award to Rajesh Parikh, husband of Firuza Parikh. Firuza Parikh has been a devoted Zoroastrian throughout her life and contributed to the community causes such as Geo Parsi program. Dr. Parikh excelled in her education as an undergraduate medical student and a postgraduate student of obstetrics and gynecology, winning several distinction and gold medals in her career, culminating to a prestigious fellowship in reproductive medicine at Yale University in New Haven. She returned to India in 1989, despite the lucrative offer obtained from abroad, and she pioneered in the field of in vitro fertilization at Jaslok Hospital and Research Culture in Mumbai. Since then, her career has shown an upward trajectory and received many, many awards. 1992, she was promoted to a director of assisted reproduction and gynecology at Jaslok. That year, she was recognized for her accomplishment that she was appointed as a visiting associate professor at Yale University, and then in 2000, she was promoted to full professorship. In 1999, Dr. Parikh delivered 1,000 baby for an infertile couple, promoting to a renowned artist that the picture that you see on the screen as a large painting in her honor. Since then, she has delivered over 20,000 babies to previously infertile couples. Dr. Parikh's work has been featured in front pages of New York Times, Washington Post, Boston Globe, and over 1,100 international newspapers and magazines. She was selected as a Woman of the Year in 2014 by Lima Book for Records. 100 Most Powerful Women of Asia in 2015 by World Consulting and Research Corporation. Outstanding Zoroastrian in the field of medicine and Zoroastrian by the Zoroastrian Trust Fund of India in 2015. Inspirational Woman of Maharashtra, Woman Achieving Award in 2018, and Guardian Health Award by Integrated Health Award in 2021. So with pleasure, we are giving the award.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go in the front.
Thank you, Mr. Naushad Langrana, for your kind words of introduction. I'd like to thank you on behalf of Firoza and our entire family, along with, I'd also like to thank Mr. Adil Mistry and the members of the awards committee for conferring this recognition on Firoza. It means so much to all of us. I'd also like to thank Firoza's extended family in the United States, Arnaz and the Manek Shahs, Rohington Masa and the Kangas on the East Coast, and the Sadris on the West Coast, for having conferred so much affection and support on all of us. Firoza has always been a devout Zoroastrian, very deeply in touch with her roots. She has always spelt her name in the old Persian style. She wears a sadra kasti and prays daily, and now and then expects me to drive her to Udwada. While she goes to say her prayers, I sit on the beach. It's usually pleasant, but sometimes there's a strong breeze that drives sand onto one's face. Rather than be perturbed, I turn my back and experience a deep sense of gratitude for the strong winds that blew hundreds of years ago and brought all your ancestors to India. Thank you. And in doing so, those winds not only enriched my life, but also that of our country, and today, as is amply clear, the entire world. So I want to congratulate all of you, this incredibly wonderful, affectionate community, which also happens to have excellent food, for your contribution to the world. Thank you. God bless.
Okay. All right, we are now moving along quite nicely over here. We are in our fourth category, which is of social entrepreneur. All right. So we had outstanding candidates for this particular category, which is a testament to our Zoroastrian teaching of good thoughts, good words, good deeds, and the deep-rooted sense of giving back to the community. Our first recipient is Zarbanu Gifford. Baroness Royale, former leader of the House of Lords, principal of Somerville College, Oxford, summarized it perfectly when she said that it was not until I met Zarbanu that I understood the relevance of Zoroastrianism to our lives in the 21st century. I was and remain in awe of this remarkable, creative, entrepreneurial woman with great dignity and deep values who embodies her faith. In the magnificent and magical forest of Dean, she founded the Asha Center, a place of tranquility, beauty, and hope, where physical, mental, and spiritual well-being are nourished. And also from Ratan Tata, Zarbanu Gifford's generous lifespan, spans the fields of human rights, politics, writing, and philanthropy. She is global in her vision and achievements, from directing Anti-Slavery International to establishing a world-class center for youth empowerment. I now request Roshan Ravetna to please come to the stage to present this award to Zarbanu Gifford. She's coming up.
My beloved global community, this is Aura Mazda's doing, and it's marvelous. And I think my ancestors, who I always worry about, the suffering they went through to keep the faith and the fire going, I'm sure they're here and they're very proud. I know that my father is here with us, and he was a joker. He would have jumped up on the stage just now and pushed me aside and said, what's a social entrepreneur? What's this Frenchy word? And we'd had to explain to him that a social entrepreneur is somebody, there's a change maker. And he would say, so they're giving you a prize for being a troublemaker? My mother never told jokes, but she was full of wisdom. And she used to say to me, the day will come and the day will go. But I promise you, this day will not go in my heart, and I'm so grateful to you all. Our community is founded on social entrepreneurs. Jerbai Nasarwanji Wadia used her fortune to build social housing because poor people needed to be housed, and today we still see the benefits of the bags. So Jamshedji Tata has been recently voted the most philanthropic man in the 20th century. He gave 102 billion pounds, which is just an extraordinary amount of money. So Bill Gates, you've got a long way to go still. Sir Jamshedji Jijibhoy was legendary in his philanthropy, but also his vision. Philanthropy is wonderful, but you have to understand the zeitgeist, what is needed at that moment to put your money into. And he put his money into animal welfare, which nobody thought about, the arts, and actually in the empowerment of women, and I thank him for that. My own grandfather and his brother in Iran put money into women's education schools and to the Firuzgah Hospital in Tehran. There are so many in our community that I could talk about, but I'd be here all evening just to make you proud. But what makes me really proud is our young Zoroastrians. So I would ask everyone who's come to the Asher Center to please stand up and just wave so people can see who you are. You are my inspiration.
All right. Our next winner of the Social Entrepreneur is Rohinton Mehta For the past decade, Rohinton Mehta has devoted himself to become an active social entrepreneur supporting philanthropic activities in India. Rohinton supports non-profit organizations like Dakshina Foundation that train extremely bright students who come from severely poor families to take the grueling joint entrance exam, the JEE, admissions to the IITs in India. He is also one of the top donors to the Foundation for Excellence, which supports thousands of bright engineering and medical students in India with tuition scholarships. Rohinton is a co-founder of the Make a Bhavan Foundation and has been involved in developing courses in essential soft skills like communications, critical thinking, problem solving, decision making, financial literacy. Many partner universities in India, such as several IITs, BITS Pilani, Sai University, and others are using these courses developed at a substantial cost, completely free of cost. I now request Tus Daruwala to please come to the stage to present Rohinton Mehta with this award.
Good afternoon, fellow Zarathustris from 16 different countries across the world. I'm truly overwhelmed by the nomination committee and also Adel Davar in nominating me and then the committee to award me the Social Entrepreneurship Award. I'm not a very religious person, but I strongly believe in our concept of Zoroastrians of giving back to our society in which we live. Giving back to those in need was instilled in me by my dear, at a very early age, by my dear late mother, Mehru Mehta. We were a middle-class family in Ahmedabad. Whatever little money I have made from plastics manufacturing in the US, I believe that upon the sale of my last company in 2013, that I wanted to devote my life almost full-time in giving back a substantial portion of my wealth to the country that I love and unfortunately where I never worked. After graduating from IIT Bombay, I spent my entire career here in the US. As Andrew Carnegie, a famous successful businessman and in his later stage a philanthropist, has said that the first third of your life you spend in learning, the second third in amassing wealth, and the last third you want to give it all away. Hopefully I'm in the third phase of my life. In my own small way, I've been trying to follow the kind of philanthropy exhibited by him and by people like Jamshedji Tata. My passion remains in higher and secondary education, in burning problems of the day in India, in water and sanitation, and in maternal and child health. And I couldn't have achieved all these things if I didn't have the support of my loving family here. My dear wife of 50 years, Monica, who unfortunately could not be here because of health issues. My loving sons, one of whom is here, Dr. Amor Mehta, and my older son, Ariz Mehta, Dr. Ariz Mehta. My daughters-in-law, Dorothy and Filana, and my 4 grandchildren, Eliana, Max Mehta, who is here, Mark Mehta, and Miles Mehta. Once again, thank you very much for recognition of this award.
Our final recipients are Ronnie and Zarina Screwvala. For nearly 3 decades, Ronnie and Zarina Screwvala have worked passionately to empower rural India. They believe in lasting change that is possible only when rural communities are motivated and empowered to take charge of their own lives and are partnered with corporates, Young Urban India, and government programs. Their Swadesh Foundation strives to empower 1 million lives every 5 to 6 years through a 360-degree development approach which includes health, education, water, and sanitation and economic development. Ronnie and Zarina Screwvala could not come here in person to accept the award, so we will accept it on their behalf. And I'll turn it over now to Noshir.
So next award is Creative Art, Design, Literature, and Culture. This is to recognize an individual who has enriched society through their commitment to visual, literary, media, architectural, and performing arts. This is an individual who is recognized in the field of excelling, a creator, performer, facilitating and promoting the artistic efforts of others and broadening community engagement in the field of arts, design, literature, and culture. I'd like to invite Rakesh Bansal to present the award to Bepsi Sidhwa. Firoz Bandara, Bepsi Sidhwa's brother, is going to receive this award on her behalf. Please come to the stage. So Bepsi Sidhwa is a trailblazer author who has placed the Zoroastrian community on the international literary map. Over 40 years as a writer, she has altered the face of diasporic literature, broken many barriers, and influenced writers and scholars worldwide. She is an American novelist of Parsi descent who is recognized worldwide as one of Pakistan's most distinguished authors. Bepsi is confirmed and committed to feminist, and she is constantly engages herself in advocating women's rights. She exposes and unmasks the society's dual and hypocritical attitude with her stories in a book called Fallen Woman. She represents the mirror through which the society can view its ugly side. Bepsi does not only confine herself to writing fictions, she is politically active and highly sought after a speaker for many venues. Baker Institute Student Forum hosted an event to celebrate famed Pakistani novelist and women rights activist Bepsi Sidhwa. Her work has been translated into many languages, showing the universal appeal. So now okay. Thank you very much.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Firoz Bandara. I'm from Houston, Texas. But this is Bepsi's moment. I am her younger brother by 17 years. So she was more like a mother to me than a sister, but she could not appear in person due to ill health. So I'm going to read out a message that she sent for you guys. Bepsi says, "Thank you very much It is a true honor indeed to receive the Zoroastrian Lifetime Achievement Award. At this auspicious occasion, where most of my community and especially our youth and future generations are gathered in New York at the World Congress. Then she gives a message to the young folks: no matter what direction your life takes, I pray that you carry your compassion and a sense of justice. She ends, my sincere thanks to the organizing committee of the Congress, and the special thanks to my friend Aban Rustamji. Period. Let us continue to hold excellence as our core value of preference. BAPSI. Thank you.
We now move to our next category, which is the Diversity Award. This is particularly resonant given the theme that we've got of this Congress, which is bridging the global Zarathushti existence. It's the first time ever, as Norshir earlier announced, that we have introduced this new award category of diversity, which honors and respects people who have actually moved in the field of inclusion, diversity, and equity. For this first time ever award, I request Dr. Andaz to please come to the stage to give the award to our first recipient, Farah Bala. Farah Bala is a leadership ED&IA, equity, diversity, inclusion, anti-oppression consultant, coach, and speaker. Her agency, Farsight, is a leadership and organizational development consultancy that prioritizes equity, diversity, inclusion, anti-oppression. She works with executives and teams globally across industries, from Fortune 500 companies to nonprofit organizations. She's also a faculty coach at multiple learning and development institutions. Farah believes equity and inclusion are the foundational pillars for socially conscious leadership. Farah is also the host of Farsight Friday, a video podcast started in 2020 in response to the heightened racism and divisiveness of marginalized communities. A sought-after speaker, her engagements include Yale University, Ford Foundation, Voice America, New York Travel Festival, Adirondack Diversity Initiative, among others. She is featured in Umbridge Edition's national award-winning book, Green Card Stories, as one of 50 profiles of recent immigrants from around the world. Dr. Andaz and Farah Bala, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. I do this for a living, speak in front of people, and the butterflies never stop. I want to start by saying thank you so much to the awards committee and this incredible Congress and of course Heidi for passing on my nomination for this big honor. I find myself lifted up by this community time and time again. In the year 2000, I was one of the youth who were sponsored to come to the Houston World Congress. Yes, and so welcome to the youth who are here right now. And then in 2003, when I had just finished grad school, Fizana had a Performing Arts Award, and living in New York City right after you graduate in the arts can be next to impossible. So I find myself lifted up by this community time and time again, so thank you so much to all of you. And I have to say, when I moved to New York City 21 years ago, this was not the dream. The dream was to study theater and hopefully be on Broadway and, you know, that kind of stuff. And so I have a mixed relationship with this word, diversity, because that's who people who look like us are in this country. And life happens when you don't make plans for it. And so what I do today is because of where we are in the world. And I've been thinking a lot about bridge building, given the theme of this Congress. And there are two things that I'd like to share that I've learned about what it takes to build a bridge. The first is the foundation, which for me is the mindset of continued learning, wanting to grow, not insisting on knowing and being right, but insisting on what I don't know and wanting to be better instead of being right. The foundation requires grace amidst immense pressure, even dissent. The foundation requires immense strength and resilience. And all of this I have felt so lucky to imbibe from my mother, Gulrukh Bala, who is here today, who yes, please. This woman has raised 2 children as a single parent amidst all kinds of odds, sacrificed so much to make sure that both her children had a better future, had the best education, and she continues to reinvent herself even at this age. So thank you, Mom, for being who you are. The second thing that I've learned about bridge building is actually being the bridge. And I want to lift up my sister in this work of justice and equity, Kehan Irani. If you don't know her, you should. The work that she has been doing in this last year to literally save Afghan lives and get them out of that country to safety, families, artists. She is doing immense work, and Fizana has been supporting her. So if you have it in you to be able to support these families, she is going through immense, I don't know how she's done it, but this is what that courage, resilience looks like. Fizana is supporting her through the donation on their website. I believe it's called the Kehan Irani Project. I couldn't stand here and not lift her up in this work that she is doing. So I want to leave you with building a bridge is not just about listening, because you can listen without having a bridge. Building a bridge means being able to walk to the other side, being impacted by what we see and hear on the other side, especially when it's different from what we know, and then coming back different, coming back impacted by what we learn. And that's how we can continue to be bridges for each other and communities around us. Thank you so much again for this honor.
Our next winner of the Diversity Award is Michelle Mama. Michelle Mama is an award-winning documentary filmmaker and veteran factual producer-director with over 300 hours of television under her belt. She has produced 2 feature films, Your Beautiful Cul-de-sac Home and 21 Days to Nowruz, 2009, shot in the north of Iraq, exploring the lives of Kurdish women during the war. Michelle is the executive producer of Canada's Drag Race, Canada's top-rated series. She was also showrunner of In the Making, a primetime documentary series, as well as writing on the iconic sketch comedy series Baroness Von Sketch Show. In 2020, she was nominated by the Academy of Canadian Cinema and Television for CSA, a Canadian Emmy, for Best Direction in a documentary series for her episode In the Making. Michelle also directed the History Channel series Lascar Rescue. I request Khurshid Navdar to please present this award to Michelle Mama.
So this is what 1,200 Zoroastrians looks like. Hi, everyone. Thank you so very much to the WZC Awards Committee and to Nargis Kakalia for this nomination. I am truly honored and also weirdly nervous, even though I do things for the media all the time. So thank you. And to everybody who's already congratulated me, thank you so much. So what is diversity, right? It's a buzzword these days. We're all talking about diversity. So last night, I took the liberty of looking up the definition of diversity, and according to Oxford Languages, the definition of diversity is the practice or quality of including or involving people from a range of different social and ethnic backgrounds, genders, sexual orientations, etc. So for me, two words jump out: practice and including, because it is so important for all of us to practice including. I've worked in the film and TV business for 24 years. I know that sounds crazy, also to me. I started as a kid, and I was volunteering, getting people coffee, driving directors to sets, picking people up at the airport, volunteering, doing everything I could to crack in to an industry that was really male, really white, and very straight. I had to be smarter, funnier, better at my job just to be taken seriously in an industry where I had no friends and family and was just carving out a space of my own. I worked my way all the way up the ladder, and now all these years later I run huge sets with hundreds of people, but nothing is more fulfilling to me than finding a kid who's got a spark, a kid who doesn't look or feel like anyone else, but shows really exciting promise. I call them my babies. The women, the queer ones, the brown kids, the ones who are just learning English, the folks who think or learn differently. They show so much promise, and sometimes all they need is a single guide to give them support to unlock all that potential. Because I was a brown queer kid in a world of straight white men, I knew that that's what I needed to do. It's really exciting to cultivate talent. Some of my mentees are now hugely thriving in the industry, building incredibly successful careers of their own, and I cheer them on like a proud mama, both literally and figuratively. So what is the point of success if you're not sending the elevator back down? For those of you who know my family, you know my mother, Nilofer, and my father, Danny. Can we have a round of applause for them? I like to call them the prom king and queen of the Parsis in Toronto. And Nilofer and Danny taught me by example that at the end of the day, it's the way that you make other people feel that is truly the most important thing in life. So thanks, Mom and Dad. Thank you for that. I want to thank my brother Darius for his balanced and measured advice at all times. And I want to thank my partner Meg for being my steady Eddie in all the madness of life. And finally, I want to dedicate this award to my Uncle Tush Birdie, who's just had a stroke and is recovering in hospital. And the last 2 weeks has really reminded me that quality time like this is so important and so special. So please make the most of the rest of this Congress. Hug your loved ones really close and tell them you love them. And Smushy, this one's for you. Thank you, everyone. Thanks.
This is very close and dear to me. It says that to recognize young Zarathushti between the ages of 18 and 35, who after achieving high grades as a student in scholastic studies and participating in extracurricular activities, it is deemed to be an outstanding rising star by peers, and who made substantial contribution to the local or regional Zarathushti community where the individual resides. When we started this process, we knew that to give this award to one individual is going to be almost impossible. And I tried to convince the committee that we should give to the multiple Young Zarathushti's awards. Based on my experience as a faculty and dealing with the young scientists and engineers, reasonable number for me was 10. But I compromised with the committee and we ended up giving to 5 outstanding Zarathushti. So let me introduce Young Zarathushti's awards. For that, I would like to invite Aban Markar Kabraji to come on the stage to give out the awards. And the first one is Tanya Hoshi. Please come to the stage. Tanya Hoshi is a Pakistani-Canadian filmmaker based on Toronto. Tanya has focused her career path in strategic storytelling, lending her cover page role as a leader producer at Spotify, and most recently has been appointed as a head of brand marketing at RBC Ventures. Tanya's award-winning production has been viewed globally by millions of viewers. She has secured over $1 million financing for her independent films, which has been screened in prestigious film festivals and has acquired CNN Big Story Time, NBC, and Fox. Her film, Turning Tables in 2018, was featured in school curriculum across Canada. Tanya has created significant impact on youth leaders in Zoroastrian community. Since 2018, Tanya has been the lead coordinator of Zoroastrian Return to the Roots program. She is also an active participant in the world's first Zoroastrian Youth Leader Forum in UK and speaker at the 7th Youth Congress. In 2020, Tanya was appointed as the first Chief Social Media Officer of Fazana, the largest body of Zoroastrian community in North America. Tanya's commitment to community and the achievement in her career role is awarded as a Fazana Performing Creative Arts Scholarship in 2019. Congratulations.
I have to update my LinkedIn now. Thank you for this honor. I really appreciate it. I want to first thank Jim Engineer and Nargis Kakalia for the nomination. Thank you. I want to thank my cousin Shireen Patel for introducing me to the Zoro Roots program, which is what really got me back into Zoroastrianism after a massive identity crisis, which I'm sure many youth can relate to. I want to thank Kairos Irani and Sanaya Master for inviting me to the World Zoroastrian Youth Leaders Forum. And of course, I have to thank Zerbanu Gifford for inviting all the youth to that program. It was absolutely life-changing and brought me into leadership in this community, so thank you. Please, round of applause for Zerbanu. She's someone I really look up to, and yeah, thank you, Zerbanu. Of course, I would love a round of applause for my lovely parents who have supported me along the way. They're here today, Hoshi KD and Arnawaz Irani. And of course, my aunt, Yasmin Patel, is here too. It's their first Zoroastrian Congress. And they've been so supportive. And without them, I would not be able to do all the things that I do. And of course, I have to give a huge thanks to Arzan Samwadia, who has been an incredible support, not just for me, but for all the youth that know him. He is an incredible chaperone, and just for youth in general, he's done so much for us, and I think a lot of times he's not thanked enough, because I am here, honestly, because of him. He's encouraged me moments where I thought, you know what, I've had enough, and I think this is too hard, and I'm not the right person, and will never have any kind of self-doubts, he's been very reassuring and he's been very encouraging. So thank you, Arzan, for that. I'm almost done here. I absolutely have to give a huge shout out to all the youth leaders that are here. I'm just one of many that, absolutely, I admire so many of the youth that are here today who have come before me and have opened the path for me to walk in and really shine. And there's just too many to name. I think we would be going into dinner if that was the case. But if you are a youth here, I would love for you to stand up. I would just love for everyone to be able to see all the youth that are here today. If you're in Zaina, you're in any leadership position, whether you're in leadership position or not, please stand up. These are the future of our community. They all deserve to be up here. And my request for all of you is to please continue funding all the programs that support us as youth. Please put your money into these programs so that you can have more youth up here who are creating a difference in the community. And it's because of people like sponsors and donors that that's possible. So I really thank you for supporting all these initiatives like the Zoroastrian Returns to Root program, the World Leaders Forum, and any other programs that are happening around the globe. Please continue to help us, because that's the only way we can have more future youth leaders is your support. And I just want to end off by saying thank you so much for this honor. I absolutely love being involved in this community. And Arzan, watch out, I'm coming for your job. Thank you.
Stay here. Second Youth Award goes to Parshan Khoshrawi. Parshan is an education advocate and a grassroots organizer, and unapologetic voice for equity-driven public policy. As a first-generation Iranian refugee and a former ELS student with over 10 years experience advocating for higher education and access and equality, Parshan has been both power of education as a mechanism for community empowerment, as well as the opportunity gaps and roadblocks faced for non-traditional, low-income, and BioPAC students pursuing their dreams for higher education. Congratulations.
Hey everybody, I will keep it really short. I know you all are trying to get out of here. I just want to say thanks to everybody. It takes a village. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all the people in my life who helped uplift me, my family, my friends, Faizana, the Iranian Zoroastrians all around in Iran, and especially the women in my life who've helped me get to where I am today. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my mom, who was my rock. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my grandma, who's in Iran, probably trying to find the link to watch this live. And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Anahita Hormoziari, my vice chair in the LA Congress 3 years ago. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the co-chair of Zaina, Farzin Awari, who is here. Please give a round of applause for everybody. Women rule, women rock. Absolutely. Thank you, everybody.
The next one is the Morbid Sherazad Pauri. Edward Sherazad Pauri is a young Morbid from Mumbai, India. At age 27 of his age, He remains one of the handful of Mohammeds today capable of performing and notifying lofty Nirangding ritual. Sherazad completed his priestly training from the Zarathushti Institute in 2010. After graduating in biotechnology, he has started running his own business with his friend, building the global economic commerce. Congratulations.
There's way too many people to thank here. I'd like to point out to a stereotype Parsi uncle or auntie who comes up to me every time when I'm involved in some community event and say, "You are the future, keep it up." So thank you everyone. Special thanks to Arzan Samwadia for that glowing recommendation letter, and my dear friend Yasmin Pavri who couldn't be here. Lots of people to thank here. I can't give in too many names here, but thank you so much for all the love and support. Thank you.
Okay. There are two more individuals who, because of the visa situation, couldn't come here, so let me just announce their names. Mirzad Mogrelia, he is an ardent social worker and a Paul Ferris Fellow of Rotary International Institution. He is at the age 27. He has completed Master of Commerce in Accounting from the University of Sydney in 2019, for which he received a scholarship. So that's one. And the last but not the least is Richard Surti, is an independent. Richard Fourier is in the development sector, began his career as a fellow for more than 1,000 applicants, as a chief minister of office from Government of India and Government of Maharashtra. He is a founding team member for the first social responsibility cell of state government, where he led the strategy of developing the policy formulations. So these are the two individuals who could not come here. We are accepting their awards on behalf of the committee. So that concludes our presentation. So let's applaud three rising young Zarathustis. So at this point, on behalf of the committee, I would like to thank Zagni, Fazana, and GWG for their continuous support in this important and valuable event. Congratulations to all the winners. I am done. Enjoy rest of the Congress.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for our two co-hosts for this awards function, Adil and Naushir. Give it up for them. And in the spirit of youth, I would like the ZYAB youth to come up on stage for a photo op. Because of scheduling issues, we were trying to get their session up here, but they haven't. These are youth who have come to this Congress. They went through a rigorous selection process, and they are over here. They are from all over the world. 10 of them could make it, 16 of them could not. So give it up for all of the youth for the ZYB program. Can I also ask the three co-chairs who made it all possible for them to come, Beros, Ketayan, and Nerina? I'm done. This is the second time we've done the ZYB program at a Congress in North America. I hope that this is a legacy that can continue onwards. And maybe this is something that the GWG should facilitate in the years to come. London, if you are listening, you can start planning now. And let's wait for Beros, Nerina, and Ketayan for one more photo op. Ladies and gentlemen, while we're waiting for them to come, the next session will start as soon as we get the AV setup done in 5 minutes. So if you need to get a glass of water, do that, but do not leave the room. Give it up for the ZYB kids once again, guys. Thank you, everybody. Okay.